I think I have an idea, Father Bear said to Mother Bear, into the interaction of making his wife feel a lot more positive in the construct of the issue they spoke of. Listen, we're going to need to build a shelter underneath the floorboard. We'll need to stock up on supplies, of course, and... Hold on, Mother Bear said, waving her hands towards her husband's wondering eyes. What supplies are we going to need besides a radio, Father Bear? Well, it's going to be a dank and dark inside that bunker. So we'll most definitely need a flashlight, possibly batteries. Yes, batteries. And, Father Bear paused before thinking to himself, food, Little Bear said jokingly, thinking they were making up things along the way, but deep down he really knew what they were trying to do. Yes, indeed, my bear cub, Mother Bear said, hugging her son tightly. Oh, how could I feel so foolish? Father Bear said, shaking his head. Non-perishable food. We have vegetables in the garden. Problem solved. Exactly, Mother Bear said in agreement, nervously overlapping her cuffed paws repetitively. While Mother Bear and Father Bear went off talking about important business with one another, Little Bear told them that he was going to play with his friends, as he swung open the door and went off his way. Whoo! Owl said as he flew down to a perch on the tree branch. Why, good morning, Little Bear. Good morning, Owl, Little Bear said with a pitiful sigh. What's wrong, Little Bear? Owl asked in concern. You don't look like your normal self. It's a glorious there's a war happening, Little Bear said as he sat on Mother Bear's rocking chair. They're talking about bombing the American West Coast, which includes the woodlands. Who is? Owl said in confused. If you don't mind me asking, what is it? Oh, no, Little Bear said while whipping his nose clean as a tear slowly dripped down into one of his big brown cheeks. It's fine, Owl. Really, it's all right. China's one you're looking for. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it, Owl said, giving his friend a little light in his fog of darkness. Maybe they'll call it off with the weapons and we can live in harmony once more. Man, will the annoyance be ever end? Well, we're basically killing ourselves here. That's the problem, Little Bear said weakly. They want to make us a bribe, and that is going to be the trade of majority of our fish to catch them. The only issue is that we can't stop the fish because of the long distance between us and them. By then, the fish would have gone bad. As Little Bear went on explaining the matter to Owl, Duck said in a nice yellow perked up feathers, opened the white fence and separated from them entirely. Hey, Little Bear, Duck said as she slowed down midway to her sentence upon looking up at the scene in front of her. Hello, Duck, both said in desperate tone. What's kind of in the bottom of the watering hole? Duck asked in a concerned yet a cheerful manner. Did Cat got your tongue? Hey, Cat said with a bit of temper upon the sudden outburst. I'd take offense to that. While Cat continued to spell out his words behind her, Duck got flustered and she flew up into the air before slowly gliding down into the green, short grind grass below her. Everyone who just saw that the crazy turn of events have decided to turn a good laugh about it, including Duck, who's sadly the victim of Cat's out-of-turn jump scare. Even Little Bear decided to take his mind off the struggles and to live his moment with his beloved friends entirely. What will we do today? Cat asked, stretching his hind legs besides sleeping. I think, Little Bear said, putting a paw into his chin, we should play astronauts. That sounds like a wonderful idea, Little Bear, Owl said proudly. Couldn't have agreed more, Duck said, alongside of the rest of what seems to be partial half of the gang. Not soon after the children went to go play astronauts on Pudding Hill, Mother and Father Bear were putting their manners in their own hands. Father Bear was all dressed in a nice fine line outfit, walking towards his wife, which is frightful apparel. Well, I'm off to the hardware store, my love, said Father Bear as he stepped forward, kissing his wife in the process. All right, dear, stay safe out there, Mother Bear said to her husband with a bit of worry in her voice. I will, Mother Bear. You do the same, Father Bear said as he closed the door behind him, which one was a loving glare towards his wife. On outside of their cozy home, Father Bear could see his bear cub in the distance, playing happily in the meadow. In the air around him, he smelled of large oak trees and pine trees with a hint of wildlife, peeking its way through the strong among the hottest roaring suns and trees respectively. If you were to keep very silent, you could hear the birds chirp and other beautifully haunting sounds of the surrounding forest. Father Bear could only see the despair upon looking the extravagant scene around him. He realized that everything would clung to what he loved, his family and friends would pretty much be destroyed along with the bomb, pretty much with a missile, and of course it'd be gone in the second the nuclear missile would hit as the place they called home for their lives. It would be a bright, blinding blast, as the soaring sound of the detonated bomb would be muted along with the howling winds of the sound of the animals fleeing. But no avail. Would they even have time to say goodbye or get the opportunity to save his family? That was the question, and it gave himself shivers. Alongside those pictures deeply planted into his lost, delirious state of mind, Father Bear took it off, hoping the act would now rather for than anticipate more than anything could happen if the worst was to ever to come. Now the only thing he would do for now is be more than anything was to try to get the radio he desperately needed, not for his own selfish desires, but his family, in order to get anything important ongoing updates from the news. Along his journey, he saw Moose grazing on some nice plants on some unkept, hide-thick grass. "Hey, Moose, what's the weather today?" Father Bear asked happily to see his old friend in the flesh. "Hot," Moose said, chewing tips of the branch, locked down between his low, slapping lips. "Very, very hot." "How is the missiles?" Moose asked. "Oh, it's chaotic," Father Bear said jokingly. But man, isn't that the best bear like me could ever have?" "Indeed," Moose said in agreement. "I am truly proud that you made a decision yourself, Father Bear. Plus, your little bear is the one fine gentleman, if I do say so myself." "Ah, shucks," Father Bear said, blushing. "He is sure my bear cub, all right, down to the pursuits and everything." Just then he was about his brother Uncle Rusty. Just to put his actions into use, he had the idea to ask Moose about his whereabouts. For you see, Moose was pretty much the messenger of these parts of the woods. He was your delivery man for everything you asked for or from. To anybody or from somebody, it was a chance to ask now, for when he didn't need to see when he didn't know when he would see Moose again. Father Bear would regret not informing Little Bear his brother from the terrible turn of events. And more than anything, it would mostly haunt him till the end of the day he died. The loss of everything he loves very dearly. "You wouldn't happen to catch my brother by any chance?" Father Bear asked with a bit of sternness in his deep, smooth voice. "Rusty?" Moose asked in confusion. "Yes, him. Have you seen him around here?" Father Bear asked as confirmed Moose's question. "I believe so. He's actually coming by your place this afternoon to inform about something urgent." "Some sort of war, you know about that?" "Of course. It was posted early this morning on the Sunday paper," Father Bear said, with a bit of hope and lost in his state of thought. "Thanks so much. I've got to go now," Moose said. "I told Mother Bear that we were going to the store for some things, and I don't want her to worry about me being gone for a long time than usual." "No problem. You take care now," Moose said as he continued to graze through the long blooming hairs of grass. "Think again." Again, Father Bear bellowed from the far distance, running a hope against quickly to get back and forth from the store before noon. At home, the large funded fields of vegetables Mother Bear have grown, she went quickly to go pick up the fresh, delicious patches of tomatoes, squash, and varieties of whatever could be non-expired food to pack up for the long dark ahead of them. In her hands, there was a journal counting the pounds of crops harvested. "Right then," Mother Bear said to herself while Pinhead held forwards to her lips. 3 pounds of tomatoes would last for a couple months. Oh, and these potatoes and these squashes are all better. Who knew harvesting vegetables could be hard and fun at the same time? Finally, in the matter of stress, Mother Bear indulged frequently when she found the happiness of wearing atmosphere around her. For once, the whole ideal that she had of high head taking its joyous occasion, despite this understanding thing that would be happening for the worst to come. "Ah, everything seems complete," Mother Bear said, staring into the blue, cloud-covered sky. "I now understand what Father Bear meant by letting not to fear life, but into enjoy of what it was. Besides the darkness of it all, it still has a chance for it to be blossom into something even better." "Hey, Mother Bear," Father Bear said as he opened the back door. I bought the radio. You should come and see this, my love. My, this technology has changed for the better. I'll be there shortly, Mother Bear said. Just let me finish the rest of the harvest. After picking up the rest of the crops from the plants for themselves, she came into her husband's needs and was pretty impressed of what she saw. In her husband's large, husky hands, he held a portable communication device. It was an RCA brand radio, with a large antenna boldly standing upon it all from its small base. Father Bear himself loved the design, as it reminded him of the sails of a ship, flying in high against the rough winds and the waters around them, never-ending sea he had seen before. It sure is something, love, Father Bear said in astonishment. Sure is, Mother Bear said. Are you positive you could work through it all? Why, of course, Father Bear said proudly. I mean, we used all of this all the time in the sea to speak with other captains and whatnot. Look, it did have music such as jazz and stuff like that in stations, but no more records for us, Father Bear said excitedly. You know, I am really going to miss our times dancing with the phonograph, Mother Bear said sorrowfully, reminiscing on how she met Father Bear listening to one of the beloved instruments. I mean, we've had great times with it to cherish it all, but it's going to be real hard to forget that feeling of nostalgia. However, our new time calls for new drastic measures, and I know how we're going to make it all with a while. Just before Mother Bear could give her beloved husband a kiss, someone rang the doorbell. I'm coming, Mother Bear said as she dusted off her apron. Hello, Mother Bear said in shock as she opened the door. Well, Rusty, this is a big surprise you stopped by this fine afternoon. Rusty, Father Bear exclaimed with joy as he quickly ran to the door and give him a huge welcoming hug. There is my little brother. Why don't you come in and make yourself comfortable before that through? I would like to know how life is going for you in the woods. Pretty good, but I'm afraid things have gone for the worse, Rusty said in grimmest tone. I know what you mean, Father Bear said in a soft, comforting tone. It's about the war going on. How do you know? Rusty asked, generally surprised at Father Bear's statement. Moose told me, Father Bear said, continuing on explaining. I asked him about his whereabouts, and you said you were coming by the house this afternoon regarding the issues we're currently facing with China. Man, the Moose is sure to like this, isn't he? Rusty said jokingly. He sure is, brother, said Father Bear as he put a paw on Rusty's shoulder, and the more having a nice chuckle about this strange situation. Rusty, would you like to have dinner with us? Mother Bear asked sincerely. Little Bear should be home soon. Well, certainly, Rusty said. Thank you for your art of kindness. Oh, it's nothing, Mother Bear said, smiling. I mean, you must be hungry from all the journey that you inhabited on. Plus, we're family, and just like Father Bear, I say best. Family always sticks together, Father and Mother Bear said cheerfully. Rusty, Father Bear said with a little hint of worry in a deep and strong voice, if isn't any trouble for you, would you please, if anything, help us with building the bunker? I know that sometimes you're awfully busy with your work in the big world out there, but it would really mean to us and Little Bear if you could. I know I really don't ask for a lot from you, but this is very urgent. So please, more than anything, will you help us? I know I've barely asked out of the bottom of my heart to help, but will you please help us? I'm in, Rusty said, thinking about the terrible consequences that would happen if he didn't. Tomorrow, I think we'll get a move on making it. The times are life-changing and still kind of short. I agree. That would be nice, Father Bear said in agreement. As Father Bear and Uncle Rusty were talking about the subject of the bunker, of what to do with it, the door opened to reveal a familiar Little Bear. Hey, Mother and Father Bear. Little Bear paused when he saw a light brown, tall, husky bear with overalls standing over at the free chaired table. Uncle Rusty! Little Bear exclaimed as he went to hug him. Hey, my little bear, Rusty said, happy to see his sparkly-eyed nephew right in front of him. How's your day? Pretty great. We played astronauts and aliens, Little Bear shrieked with happiness. Duck and I were astronauts, and Cat and Owl were the aliens. Speaking of moon landings, Father Bear said, do you know that NASA is still continuing the shape of space travel so even bears can land on the moon? I didn't know that, Little Bear spiked up with curiosity. Well, I hope NASA does get to improve more and go ahead. By then, we could actually go to the moon. Aha, but before going to the moon, Mother Bear said, astronauts need their dinner. Little Bear then proceeded to playfully blast his way up to the table and eat one of his favorite craft creations, seafood soup. While the family gathered around to spoke about their day, Father Bear decided to play some music on the radio before continuing the chatter with the rest of the party. Everything was fine up to this point. However, the announcers on the station with very haunting news, to say the least. We interrupt this program to give you an important news regarding what's going on with the issues of China at 11:30 a.m. GMT plus 8. This afternoon, the Communist Party has issued the strike for the following states in the United States of America, of California, Oregon, and Washington, not including states where the radiation bomb can hit itself, spread Montana, New Mexico, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and all unannounced states in the western United States. The strike has roughly said hit California woodwinds, but it could instead hit the whole vicinity of the area, which includes Mill Valley and some other surrounding cities. The air rad signal will be run during this time, and I highly suggest us taking whatever you such as food, water, and other important supplies, and get to the bunker as soon as you can, or evacuate the premises where the blast of the radiation will spread. The strike said to be headed in its designated spot around in 15 minutes at 8:16 p.m. PDDS. This is your CBS News reporter Marcy Sternrain signing off, and please, for the love of God, stay safe. Just seconds after the distressing informative broadcast, the night disturbed by the sound of the complete chaos and the shriek of the siren quickly bellowed on the mighty call from outside the surrounding area. Father Bear, even himself, nearly choked on the midst of the alternating sound, while the rest of the family knew they had no time to lose. "Oh my goodness," Mother Bear said in despair, slowly dragging up her shaky paws up to the dread of her face. "There's no more time for us." "Honey, it's going to be okay," Father Bear stated. They're trying to boost his wife's hopeless outlook on the event. "Look, since the shelter isn't built, we know," Mother Bear said as she looked up on the eye level of Father Bear. "There is no excuses anymore. We need to leave now. For heaven's sake, my mother and father are probably trembling in their graves uphill from us." Mother Bear got up from her table and went to go see Little Bear, who was now scared beyond compared shocking turn of events. "Little Bear?" Mother Bear called from her calming like mother tone. "Everything is going to be okay, my bear cub." I'm scared," Little Bear said as his childhood innocence started to decay. "I'm worried about my friends and us as well. What if we don't live out the rest of our lives? Do we have to suffer the same fate of the war?" "Of course not," Rusty said, putting a paw on Little Bear's shaken body, hoping to provide a little light on the dark subject matter. "Heck, our family is the greatest dealing with our problems of these parts of the woods. We'll survive this war together no matter what happens." "He's right, you know," Father Bear chimed in. Yeah, Little Bear said, finding a little hope in his turmoil. We're gonna need to go survive this, all right. Thanks, Uncle Rusty, for positive words. Now I feel a lot better than the negative situation." "Thank you, little brother," Father Bear whispered to Uncle Rusty. "Don't thank me. It's just a motto to live by," Rusty replied with a small, charming wink. "All right then," Father Bear said, dusting off his paw. "Let's get going." "I'll go grab the crops," Mother Bear stated as she walked over to the kitchen to grab a rinse and a bag full of non-perishable food. "I'll go bring some toys," Little Bear said happily as she sprinted to his room. Not too long after getting to work, Father Bear realizes and alerted that when the arm of the old grandfather clock read 8:10 p.m., he realized right then and then that they had to abandon their tasks if they wanted to get to safety onto his boat. "Darn, there's no time," Father Bear muttered to himself before making an announcement to gather up. "All right, we need to leave now, and I mean now. If we were going to get out of this alive, we need to get onto my ship. This is the only time now we have to act." "What about the food?" Mother Bear asked. "I only have a couple pounds in." "There's no time for that, my love," Father Bear said hurriedly. "Or my parents?" Mother Bear asked concernedly. "There's no time," Father Bear said sorrowfully. "We'll have to come on, everyone," Rusty exclaimed as he opened the door. While they cramped outside of the door, Father Bear, alongside with the rest of the disturbed party, could see the horrid scene around them. They were baby animals being abandoned by their own parents. Flocks of birds glorifying the sky and eventual ruined, not to mention but friends were loved but now were now fighting each other physically, I might add. Their faces became almost unrecognizable for each damaging blow. They could only cry and coo at the sight of Father Bear quickly told his family to move. No one had questioned the sadness because of themselves of the brutality of the man behind them. them. In the distance, they could see a H-6 jet bomber above them and about to propel on the lethal blow. They only had to run as fast as they could to the dock. Once there, Father Bear had to make a very important decision: save him or save his family. The bomb was already deployed, and the only time he could tell was the unwanted arrival. "Listen, I need you to get to the boat. All of you got that?" Father Bear asked in a demanding tone. "There's no time for me to get on. I need all of you to go south. The radiation won't catch you there, and good God." He saw the bright blast affecting and punched the blue reflective waters, and he knew he had to tell his family goodbye. "Love, I'm not going to forget all the many times we have with you. Now it's your turn to carry on your legacy. See, I am sorry I couldn't save your parents, and I couldn't even save myself. Until we meet again," Father Bear asked, while tears scattered crystal effects of his dull, fluffy hair. "Oh God, no. We can't. I know. I don't want to lose you. Please get on the boat," Mother Bear pleaded with no avail. "Well, goodbye, my love," little Father Bear said as he pushed the boat out of his way with all of his might. "Get down," Rusty called as he used himself as a pillow to protect Mother Bear and Little Bear from the incoming blast. In the distance, this bomb sparked with furious heat while it was detonated throughout what seemed to be the left of the woodlands. The leaves on the tree had begun to howl as the muted sound of the blast grew louder and louder with every area it engulfed it. The trees began to swish back and forth until its roots became unclinched from the original spots, causing them to trample over throughout the hills. Houses upon blank in the highland cracked and spiraled out from the glass of the vibration of the strike, and the inside structures bounced in and onward, causing to peel apart. To those who laid victim on the blast and to cook as their fur began showing off more reddish meat, and that had gotten some crushing on the falling leaves. On the dock, on the ship, and then heavy told that the main floor had blast was now broken to two. On one of these, however, it was used to stop the ship from cracking and beneath the sea, while the others got crushed in a more painful blow. Not only but smaller vulnerable ships flapped over from the bomb's howling winds before they slowly deposited into the deep dark ocean below. But even then, though, those who manage to survive the horrid strike will painfully suffocate from the radiation above them, floating like dust of the old. Rusty still ill as well. The Bear family would sadly be one of those said victims. And that, my little pretties, was Little Bear When the Woods Fell Down, Part 2. A Little Bear Lost Episode creepypasta written by Kristen Lizotte. I want to thank you so much, Kristen Lizotte, for the story. My final thoughts on this story, well, Part 2 of When the Woods Fall Down, I actually like Part 2. I actually found Part 2 to be a rather really good and well-made story. I could definitely say that there was a lot of time and effort put into the story. The concept was great. I liked the storyline. Everything about this story was just downright amazing. I could really say, Kristen Lizotte, you did a really good job with this story, and that is a really good plus I can definitely say, is that you did a pretty good story right here for it. And you did very well with this story, and I could definitely say that you did an awesome job. And I cannot wait to read Part 2. I can hardly wait to read Part 2, as I'm really excited to read, I already read Part 2. I cannot wait to read Part 3, and I am going to be reading Part 3 sometime as soon as I get a chance to. So, yeah, that's actually going to be quite cool, actually. And I really do like it. So, excuse me. Pardon me about that. And I'm going to be honest right here is, something that I'm going to be completely honest is that this story was actually really good. Now, is there anything else I have to say about this? No, I don't have anything negative to say about it, but I can say right now that the grammar was good, the sentence structuring, the paragraph structuring, I love the concept. Everything about this story was just downright awesome. And that is a very good plus I can definitely say right now, is that it was just amazing. And I honestly, think that this episode did a pretty good job, and I really do like it. Now, is there anything else negative I have to say or anything positive? Well, I explained pretty much most of the positive I can say about this story, but I don't have anything negative to say about it, so that's actually a pretty good plus. At least to me, that is. Okay. I'm going to try to keep the review as short as I can, but I'm really glad I'm really enjoying this story. Christian Lizotte, I want to thank you for sending me the story. I actually loved it. You did a really good job, and I highly recommend you write more stories like this. Okay. Now I kind of, already explained. Let's talk about something else. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be finishing up. Like I'm gonna say right now, and like I'll always continue to say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regarding these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be a 10 out of 10. Great concept, great interaction with characters. Great everything about this story, and I highly recommend that you check out the story. If you guys want to check it out, I highly ask Christian Lizotte to, send me, the story, and which he did, and I really do love it, so I really think that this story deserves a lot more attention, which it does. But I do remember Shadow Reader just recently re-uploaded this part on his new channel, and he did have it on his old channel. Now, I will be reading part 3 when I get a chance to, and I want to say right now, Christian Lizotte, you did a great job, and I do appreciate that. And yeah, like always, what did you all think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Shadow, oh my god, I am the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so you guys will not miss an upload. And like always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Peace out.